Well, thank you again for joining this month's Campfire session. We're going to be focusing on the action pad. Um, so my name is Omar. I am part of the customer success team here at Abrika. You may know me from a lot of the tickets that come through, as well as some of the customer success activities that we are involved in, such as this Campfire session, training videos, onboardings, health checks, and so on. Okay, so moving to the agenda. We're going to be deep diving into the action pad. So the action pad is your one-stop shop. If you're looking to see a list of all your actions in one place across all of your different projects, it provides you with all the information you need. It provides you with all the information you need when you're working with multiple different actions, and it provides you with useful information in the form of charts by summarizing a lot of the data from your view. It also gives you the option to drill down further if you need to review additional details on those actions. You can also configure the actions you want to see in your action pad by accessing it in different contexts or applying filters or sorting them. You can even work with other users, collaborate with them using Salesforce standard functionality of Chatter, and you can obviously create new actions. You can quickly log your progress against them, track how well they're doing, and yeah. So we'll jump into the demo now, but I'd like for this to be a live session, so just put your questions in as I'm going through. I'll try and answer them as best as I can. If anybody could just try and put something in the Q&A or the webinar chat, just let me know that's working so I can confirm your questions are coming through, and maybe let me know if you're not able to see my screen or if the audio is fine. I can see someone's just put in a question, so yep. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's jump to the demo. I'll just switch my screen sharing now. Go here. Okay. So you should now be able to see my desktop, my browser. Okay. Just make sure the questions are here and yep, that's good. Move that here and let's get started. Okay. So I am currently on the mission control launchpad. Um, and we can start by discussing how you can access the action pad, right? So I'm currently on the mission control launchpad. The first place you can go to is using the progress pad. Um, so from here, you'll see there's a tile here called the action pad. So that's one place you can access it. This will open the action pad in the context, in the standalone context. So by default, it will load all the actions, but then you have the option to narrow down your search results by applying filters or using some custom filters that you can add in, and we'll discuss those in a bit. So that's the first place you can access it. So I'm currently within the default application that comes with Mission Control, and I'm using the navigation menu here. I can see Action Pad is listed out there. So again, that's going to open it up in the context, standalone context. Um, Another place I can access it is using the app launcher. So you can use the app launcher to look up the Action Pad. So you see I've got two search results here. So one of them is for the Lightning. One of them is the Lightning component. The other is the Classic component. So if you're using Classic, you've got that option there. And when you hover over them, you'll see the URL for it. I'm seeing it at the bottom of my page here. So that indicates if it's Lightning or Classic. Yep, so that again opens it up in the standalone context. The other place you can access the action pad is within the project. So I will just go here. So I'm currently, let's say I'm on the overview tab. I can use the overview section here and then jump into the action pad, and it will automatically filter the different records, the different actions that I'm seeing for this specific project. So you'll see all my actions are listed out here, and I'll see the project is Acme Inc. Mission Control Gold Implementation. So that's one of the places you can access it from. Let's say you're not using the overview component, you can still add it to as a separate component to your page on the project record page. And you can do that via the Lightning App Builder. Just open up the Lightning App Builder from edit page, and then you can look up the components from the left-hand side, drag that in here, and you'll be able to use the action pad from there as well. It'll be the same functionality as you see here. Um, okay, so let's start with the um, standalone action pad. So at the top here, you'll see there is a option for me to switch. I guess I can change different views that I've got here. So if I just open up my actions tab in here, what this allows me to do is basically use a list view filter to determine what records I want to see within this action pad view. So if I go to the action pad list view, so I've got a couple different list views that I can select. So maybe I want to see my planned actions. Whatever filters you apply here, those will carry over onto the list view that you've selected here. So maybe I want to see the planned actions in here. I will see all those actions in here. So maybe I want to see all my on hold actions. If I jump in here, switch to on hold, it'll be the same set of actions that I see here and there. So that gives you the option if you've got certain list views, you don't want to build out the filter for it. You can utilize the standard list view to filter your records. So I've got a question here. So my action pad only has all. Could you create new action selection on this Campfire? Yeah, for sure. So if you've only got all, what you need to do is navigate to the actions tab. So it depends if you have the permissions to create new list views, but to create a new list view, you can click on the gear icon here, click new, and from here you can put in whatever name that you want. Let's say I want to see all my in progress actions, and we'll close my Campfire. That's my list view. I'll make it available to all, save, and then I'll apply a filter so that I'll only see in progress actions. So in status should be the second one. There you go. In progress and done. And we'll save that. So now I'm seeing all my actions that are currently in the in progress view. So let me just pull that status field in. So this is the core status. Yep. So these are all my in progress actions and about 65 actions. And now if I go in here, I'll refresh my page. And I'll see there's an in progress KC, which is the one that I just created. And I'm seeing those same 65 actions in here. So that's how you can create or build out those different options in there. So hopefully that answers your questions. So and even if you've got your own personal, so the ones that are not available to everyone else, I just made this available to everyone. But if you've got your own personal ones that are only seen by you, you can pull that in for your own user. So let's jump back to all. So hopefully that answers that question. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions. So that's the all list view that I've got going on right now. And so that's one way that I can filter the actions in my view. The other way is to use the custom filters. So I've got the custom filters toggle here, and this gives me a bit more flexibility in the type of filters I want to apply. So if I go in here now, so some of these options may be limited when it comes to filtering it from the list view, but you'll find some options in here. So you have the option to create a preset filter that you use every single time. So as you can see, it was automatically filtered to planned and in progress actions, and I've got some filters applied in here. So I can choose to create a new one, or I can choose to look at actions that are specifically mine. So this is one filter that I created for myself, and it's only filtering on two things. So where the action owner is Omer and the contributor is Omer. So I can put that as or. So if it finds an action where the action owner is myself, or if I'm being assigned as a contributor, then that action will show up in there. So the way you can create new preset filters is by clicking on the new filter, create. You can give it a name. So let's say I want to see Chris's actions. Okay. And I've got options to make it available to all users or maybe specific teams. Maybe you only want to share this with the manager's team or exec team. So you can apply that accordingly. But for now, I'll just create it for myself. So I've got a filter created here, and now I'll put in some filters and make sure I've saved that so I can see Chris's action. So I will put in Chris here, and I will put Chris in here as a contributor as well. and I'll save that, make sure that's committed, and filter. So now it's going to only filter to show me actions where either Chris is the action owner or where Chris is the contributor. So you'll see there's action here where Victor's the action owner, but if I hover over here, I'll see that Chris has been added as the contributor. So that's one way you can filter it out. That won't be possible if you're using a list view. So that's one, I guess, use case if you're trying to use the filters within here. Um, so you've got a few different options in here. You can obviously do the standard. You can apply filters on the project, the milestones, the different categories, skills, the status values of the different levels, the different type values for the action. Um, you can also apply some keywords. So if you want to do a specific keyword search, you can do that from here as well. And then you've got role filter. So we've already reviewed the action owner and contributor. And then you've got a few different ones in terms of the skills that people have, the proficiency levels, teams, as well as project owners. You've got an and or filter here, which allows you to. Okay, so sorry about that. There was a unplanned power outage in my area, and I've just switched to my mobile data, so hopefully we should be able to get back. Just give me 1 second. I'll make sure my you're able to see my screen, and I've got everything set up right. Share screen and Chrome. Okay, and Q&A. Okay, yep, you should be able to see my screen. And okay, so I'll just back up a little bit, and we can go on from there. So I am, yep, thank you for that. Thank you for confirming. Are you able to hear me? Okay. So we were talking about filters. So we created a preset filter for Chris, and that allows us to see the different actions that Chris is assigned to. So we were discussing the role filters you've got, so you can apply and or functionality to look through some of your filters. And then you can also apply a date or where it says actions starting on this week or actions ending on this specific date. And alternatively, you can use the relative date filter. So maybe you only want to specify actions for the current week. So maybe you want to see Chris's actions for this week. So I can put that in, and this will automatically filter to only show me actions for Chris in this current week. So there's a supported list of values that is available in a knowledge article that is available on our website. So please do review that for a full list of supported values. And then you can also apply custom field filters. So within the list view, you probably wouldn't be able to filter on the milestone or the project value. In this case, using this custom filter within the action pad, you do have that option. So you can apply the filter on any field on the project here, similarly on the milestone as well, and action. So once you do select that field, you just need to specify a specific value that it needs to look for, and it will be able to filter that for you. So those are your different, I guess, filter options. There is one more option you can use, I guess, to sort of narrow down your search results, and that's the keyword search at the bottom here. So it's similar to that one we saw inside the filter that we were reviewing earlier, but over here you can use a keyword search to narrow down your search results. So maybe I'm only looking for a specific project, so I'll just put in a Ripcore project, and you'll see all the Ripcore projects have been filtered here, or maybe I only want to see the ones that are completed. So I'll just put that in, press enter, and now I'm only seeing complete. So whatever keyword you put in, it will apply to a lot of the data that you're seeing here. So that's another way that you can quickly narrow down your search results without having to apply a filter or create a new list view. So those are a few different options. I'll just cover off this last button here. So that's a new action button that allows you to create a new action, and it's just your standard edit or new action modal. So you'll see the same, I guess, same tabs, or sorry, same fields that you see when you're creating it from the list view, for example, or related list. So it's that same window that you see there. But there is an option where you can quickly create different actions, and I'll get to that once I get to the action log section. So let's talk about the action a summary section. So you'll see there's two sections in here. I can collapse both of them. So and these are persistently remembered. So if you've closed it off, you switch off, you come back in, it will remember that you switched this off and you left this on. So that's a handy feature if you are not regularly using either the summary or the action log section. So let's talk about the summary section. So the summary section, it contains a series of charts that summarizes the information from the actions that are currently in your view. So I'm currently seeing about, I think, 50 actions in here, and that's what's filtering it. So it's giving me how many actions I've completed. So that's 12 out of the 50 actions. And then I'm seeing some of my overdue actions in here. This is actually for Chris. So these are all of his actions that he's assigned to. All of these are overdue. It's something you may want to discuss with him. So you've got the different, I guess, the priority for it, as well as you've got a list of those different actions. You've got your hour summary. So your hour summary will show you all of the total hours scheduled, the total hours completed, and the total hours remaining across all of your actions in your current view. And lastly, you've got your checklist item summaries that just shows you how many of them are complete and how many are incomplete out of your current view. So if I just switch this off and pull in all, yep, this should give us a better, I guess, data set, some better charts in here. Yep, so uh, that's based off of 367 actions that I've got in my org, and yeah. Um, let's move to the next section. So that is the action log section. So again, action log, this is collapsible. You can expand, collapse that as needed. You've got your search, keyword search in here, and you've got a gear icon. So the gear icon will allow you to adjust the visibility of the different fields that you see here. So you'll see you've got a table here at the bottom. You'll see the project milestone, action, status, are scheduled, and so on. So you've got a number of different fields here that are available by default. And you can also choose to add in custom fields. So I've added some custom fields in here. So if I go back in here, and I'll see that I can choose to update the visibility of the different standard fields as well as some custom fields. So I've enabled all 5 custom fields, and I've selected whichever one I want. And all of these are based off the action object. So you can choose to see whatever you want to see here. You can filter that out. So maybe I want to see the skill that is required on this action. I want to see the completion person, that's fine. Action owner is probably already listed, so maybe I'll switch this out to something else. So maybe the action type. Maybe we can look at the our scheduled value, our scheduled value billable, and our completed value billable, and we can save that. And that change is now reflected in our view. So just keep in mind that this is a setting. You have the option to either allow every single person to control it individually, so they can control what fields they see in their view using this gear icon, or you can choose to uh, override this and apply one set of fields and apply the visibility for specific fields using the control path. So it's just one set for the whole org. So I'm currently in the mission control console tab and under the control pad. So if I navigate to the action pad settings style, so there it is, action pad settings style. If you want to apply that org wide, you want to make sure this is set to true, and then you can select what fields you want to see there. And that's gonna, once you refresh your page, everyone's gonna see the same fields, and they won't have the option to adjust that from here. Okay, so let's get down to the data table you see here. So as I mentioned, these are all the different fields that you see here, those that have been selected from the settings. And then you've got some hyperlinking on them. So when you do click on them, it will allow you to filter your record. So if I were to click it on the action name, it's gonna do that based on ascending order, or maybe I want to do it based off the hours scheduled. So I can sort it ascending, descending if I click on it again, and then I can choose to do that for other fields as well. So you've got a few different options for sorting here, and you can apply to pretty much any one of those fields that you add in here. So that's the different the headers, the column headers. So as I mentioned earlier, you have one way to create a new action, which is the standard edit, the new action modal, or you can choose to create new records using the quick create action feature. So I'm currently in all, so I can select any project that I want. So I'll select, let's say, the Acme. I can put in a milestone, so it'll automatically filter it down to the milestones of this project. I can look up the action owner that I want to assign. So maybe Colin's going to be working on it, and let's say he's going to be doing the migration uh, um, mapping, and you can press enter or you can press the plus icon in the left hand side and it will create a new record for you. So you'll see this record has been created and it doesn't have any R's because we haven't specified that. And I've got the action owner in there and everything else is left blank. You'll see, so you'll see when I double click into it, this opens up that edit modal and it allows me to add additional details. So maybe you've got 10 different actions that you need to create. So you can use the action pad to quickly put in those details, just quickly create them, give it a name, press enter, write the second action name, press enter, and then fill out the rest of the details later. And then you can also adjust the action owner or what milestone it relates to. But by default, they will use the last previously used value. Um, yeah. So that's one option how you can create different records. And if you want to add more detail, you just need to double click or view more detail actually. If you maybe you just don't need to edit, you can just double click onto any one of them and view those details. On the left hand side, you'll see there's a checkbox. So this checkbox allows you, it serves as your to-do, sort of serves as your to-do list. So maybe you've finished working on this, you can just check that off and the action will be completed. So if I were to refresh my view, it should reflect that for that action. So um, from here, we can also, what happens when you set it to complete, if you are using custom status values. So if I just navigate to the action pad here again and look for the course status. So if you're using the course status values, I'll just enable this here. And if you've got multiple values mapped to complete, what it's going to do is it's going to pick the first value you've got, and that's the value is going to show a store on the custom status field. So I've got a few different values mapped to the complete course status value. So when I set that checkbox off, it's going to look for the first value that maps to complete here. So and complete C is going to be the value that's specified on the custom status. This is only if you're using the custom status values. Um, and you are able to change the order. So the order that you see here, it's based off what is configured for the picklist value in setup. So just adjust the order from setup, and then you'll be able to specify what value gets set when you set that checkbox to complete. So that's that. You've also got a few different icons towards the end. So I will just look for one. Okay, let's take this one here. I'll zoom in as well, and we'll scroll to the right. Um, so I've got the icon of the action owner. So this is Victor's the action owner. His icon is coming up based on his shadow profile. So that's Victor. And if I, after that, there's an icon for has contributors. So the has contributors icon will display any resources that are assigned to that or any resources that may have logged time to it. So you'll see that I am Victor and I are on that action. So Victor's the action owner. He's got 20 hours non-billable scheduled, and myself as a contributor, I've got 10 hours non-billable scheduled on it, but there are no hours completed so far. So you'll see that across all the different actions that we have here. Um, After that, you've got the resource assignment wizard. Again, that you can use the resource assignment wizard to find resources to assign to that action, and you can use the different search filters to find your resources, assign as an action owner, contributor, update their hours assigned to them, or change when they're scheduled to be working those hours. You can even go into the hours distributor to distribute those hours. We've got a separate Campfire session that goes through it and training videos as well. So that's the hours distributor. You've also got the clock icon here. So the clock icon will allow you to log your time. So if you open that up, it will open up the standard log time window, and it will pre-populate some details like the project member, the date, the action. So you won't need to fill in the project, the milestone, like you normally used to if you just open it up from the log time component at the bottom right there. And then you can put in all your details, or you can even start tracking your time. Um, you do want to remember that if you are tracking your time, it will come up as a red icon. So I'll just do that really quickly. and that's just there to let you know that you've got a timer running. You may want to stop it or just not have it go on for too long. So that's what it indicates. You'll see this in the different parts. It's not just action, not just the action plan. After that, you've got the issue manager. So let's just go in here. Let's pick this action. So the issue manager will, when you click on it, it will open up the issue manager and it will allow you to see different issues on a specific action that relate to that specific action, or even create new ones. So you've got that similar quick create function here. You can put in new issues, and then you've got a checkbox here which you can mark off as complete. So I've got two unresolved issues in here, and that's why I've got that yellow icon. The rest are gray because they don't have any unresolved issues. So that's a quick, I guess, identifier that you may want to review this action as you've got unresolved issues on it. And then lastly, you've got the checklist item manager icon. So let me see if I've got some action in here with some checklist items already added in. Yeah, so for this one, I've got it'll tell you how many are complete and how many total there are on that action. So if I click in here, this will open up the checklist item manager, and I've got that checklist item there. I can mark that off. I can create new ones if I need to. I can edit additional details by scrolling to the right. I've got that issue manager icon here as well, and yeah, so that's the checklist item manager. And yeah, so let me just zoom out. Okay, so we've discussed that you can double click into each one of these action rows and it will allow you to edit or view the different fields that you see on your page layouts normally. And what you can also do is you can use the action detail tab here. So this is a section that you can use to view more details without having to constantly double click into each and every action. So maybe you just want to just review the details. So as you see, when I'm clicking across each one, there's a gray highlight for the selected action. And on the right hand side in the action detail, you'll see those details are updating. So I'm currently on the assign permission sets action. If I scroll down to data migration scope, I will see that has been updated. All the other details have been updated, and you'll be able to see those details in here. So there's a checkbox which allows you to set it to complete, which is what I've just done now. And from here, I'll see the same section that you saw earlier on the page layout. So you can collapse all of this, or if you don't want to see that. You've got a chatter tab here. So the chatter is what allows you to collaborate with other resources. So maybe you want to reach out to the person who's involved with this action, get a status update, why it may be behind, or if they need further assistance, and so on. Just that brings me to one point here for the start date indicators. This is a good way for you to identify how if it's something that you want to review. So you'll see I've got an action here that's complete. That's in the past, but that's not showing those indicators. But there is an action that is in the plan stage, and it is in the past, and I'm seeing a red indicator. That means this is past the end date of the action, and it's something I may want to review. You'll see there's an orange indicator as well that indicates you're coming up close to this action. You may want to review it. So there is a table that explains the different indicators. It's on the project overview knowledge base article that you can find that. So that is the detail chatter tab inside the action detail. And if you want to edit or delete the record, you can use the drop down from here to edit or delete. So that's the action detail tab. So now if I close this out, and let's go to the project action pad within the project. So there's not much to cover here except that the records will automatically be filtered to this specific project, and you've got a filter icon that you can use. So previously in the standalone it was at the top, but within this it doesn't really make sense to apply a list view filter here, so that's why we've moved it down here next to the keyword search. So you can use the keyword search, the filter icon here to apply your own filters. Again, you can create custom ones and see the different actions in here from there. You can also apply some filters using the keyword search. And again, you've got all of that same functionality, same fields, same tabs, same action detail section. So we've covered the quick create, we've covered filters, and we've gone through the action pad settings. So that just about covers everything with the action pad. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them now. related or unrelated to the action pad, just let me know. Yep, so if you have any questions, just let me know. I can happy to answer them. But if you don't have any questions, that's fine. If you come up with any follow-up questions after the call, happy for you to submit, so get in touch with us and support it through support tickets. So you can email us at support@aprico.com or navigate to our website at aprico.com/support and reach out to us from there. We've got a lot of documentation, a lot of free resources available on our website. You can access them from the resources here. So this session it has been recorded and it will be uploaded to our website soon. Yeah, you should be able to see it in the next couple of days. And lastly, if you have any suggestions for Campfire topics that you'd like for us to cover off, just reach out to us, let us know. But next month is going to be on the auto assignment wizard. All right, that's all for me. Yep, and we'll see you in the next one.